Today we're going to be talking with you all about the number one thing that actually helps you become a top coach in your niche. It's not marketing and it's not branding. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is coming up next. Yo, what up? It's your boy LV, and thank you so much for joining us here on the LVTV Podcast, where we talk all things content, cash flow, and clients for the profit and impact focused coaches and consultants who want to get it in. And today we got a very special guest here, Coach D, hailing from the DMV, right? And I'm so excited to have her here because she has a unique track to getting to where she's at, and I hope we can talk a little bit about that. Coach D, how you doing today?
Amazing.
Why is your day amazing? Help us.
Listen, I'm in the land of the living, okay? Like some people didn't wake up this morning.
Yeah. They missed they check-in time. It's all good. Or they didn't miss their check-out time. Maybe. A little morbid. A little morbid joke right there. But Coach D, I'm so glad to have you. But before we get into you being a coach, well, okay, let's start there. What was the moment where the light bulb just clicked for you as far as becoming a coach? Because your prior career is interesting enough, but when did the light bulb come on for you? Where were you? What were you doing? What happened?
Oh man, I just got butterflies all over when I heard that question.
Yeah.
This is the game change for me, and Danielle The Coach actually was birthed. So I was in about year 10 and a half of my federal career, and I had just started a new job, a new position within the same organization, and I was trying to eliminate my commute, right? I had a 2-hour commute each way over a 9.5 hour workday, and so my goal in position was to get IT and tech back at the top of my resume so that I could find work locally, because there's a lot of that here. And so I'm I'll take this job, do it for a year and then I'll move. I knew within 30 days that it wasn't going to be a good look for me, right? And so I was so uncomfortable. I was so frustrated. There's this space of being underwhelmed, but yet overwhelmed with the process of trying to get out of it, right?
Yeah.
And so after feeling like I was beating my head against the wall and trying to dig myself out of this space, what can I do, right? And I'm at this space where I don't want to do just any old thing, right? Because in 90 days after that, I'll be feeling the same way I'm feeling right now. That'll defeat the purpose. And so having over a decade of professional experience in pockets, right? And I'm okay, I'm good at those things, but I don't know if that's really what I want to do next. But then it's just well, what do I want to do? And I just found myself doing this dance, this limbo, okay, I want to leave, but I don't want to do just anything. I want to do something that makes an impact, something that adds value, but I also want to do something that brings me joy personally. I want to be excited about getting out of the bed in the morning when I'm thinking about the work that I'm getting ready to do. So that whole experience of mental gymnastics is what I call it. It kind of led me to this space of digging deep and asking, what is my purpose? And so when I started to go on my purpose journey and really get clear on who I was in that season, not the stories that I had been telling myself, right? And why I was divinely created, that's when the rubber hit the road. And so I recognized that people were coming to me, and the people that I was just meeting, mind you, I was in a new job, right? Never knew some of these people before. And they would come to me and just share a lot of their business, personal stuff, right?
Yeah.
And for me, it's just I'm kind of a private person. And I know I would never disclose, so soon.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I'm wait a minute. I'm looking for my purpose. I'm looking for what people come to me for help with. And when I recognized what was happening with these perfect strangers, in addition to how I know relationships are with my friends, my family, people come to me to listen. And they ask for advice, right? They solicit advice. I don't give that either unless it's solicited. And so I'm like, wait a minute, there's something there.
Yeah.
And so I used to joke, like, instead of majoring in math in undergrad, if I could do it again, I would major in psychology, because being a career professional, and being around people, sometimes I just wonder what makes people tick when they do certain things.
Same here.
So I had this fascination, the human mind, like the human psyche. And so I said, well, maybe this might be my opportunity to really do that in this lifetime. You know, it's no longer a joke. And then when I went to do some research, and I realized, like, listen, I can only last about another year. So whatever it's going to take for me to go back, get a third degree, I don't have time for that. So that led me into, like, coaching unveiled itself for me, like, as the first cousin, right?
Yeah.
So two different lanes, but you don't need a certification. You don't need like a license. But for me, I didn't want to just step out into this new space without having some kind of credential behind my name. And so I said, I think I can do this. I can go get trained and certified somewhere, and then do this, right? Yeah. I'm excited about doing this thing. And I know that there is something about me that draws people to me in service of some sort. And so that is what kind of opened Pandora's box and got me into the lane of coaching.
Yeah, and you're a good coach from what I've heard and witnessed. So I mean, people just be like, "Man, Coach D, get to it," and I love it. I love it. So, Coach D, let's get into this conversation. Right? It's not sexy. It's not the most popular topic anywhere, but definitely in this space of coaching and consulting, because you hear it over and over and over. There's one word that people seem to, when they hear it, they cuss. So if you cuss, I'm not like, oh, wow. Mindset, right? So people will hear the term mindset and they just like, oh my goodness, So for me, I think that's probably the biggest piece of the pie to help any coach become successful, to become the top of their niche. Let's talk a little bit about it. Like, break down this mindset piece from your perspective and how you really help your clients and have helped clients really get some breakthroughs.
Mindset is so important, right? Because what we believe is what becomes our reality, right? So if you're thinking positive things, you tend to see the glass half full, right? And see opportunity, what somebody may consider like a setback, right? It's all about perspective and posturing and just how you see yourself, how you see the world and what's possible. So mindset is key. And what I know based on the work that I do with my clients, which is based on the work I did internally for myself, there's so much that happens as a career professional. Like, you can get beat up in that space. And I'll just take it from that lane, right? And so you begin to believe certain things about yourself, or believe certain things about what's possible, and you forget how amazing and powerful and knowledgeable and skilled you are, like, in the grand scheme of things. And it's just like, sometimes you feel like your back is up against the wall and you begin to believe, right? Yeah. And so your mindset is a certain way. But then when you start to do mindset work and you start to break away some of that cement and you realize, oh, wait a minute, that's not true.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me dust myself off. Yeah. Put this S back. Matter of fact, not put the S back on my chest. Let me reveal the S, because I never lost it. I just forgot it was there.
Yeah.
It's all mindset stuff, right? It's all mindset. And so it's nothing that you can't do when you believe.
Yeah. So what would you say are, like, let's take it from the perspective of what, like, develops a poor mindset. So I've read the book from Carol Dweck on growth mindset, or mindset, whether growth or I forgot what she says the negative one is, stagnant mindset. So help us, for someone who's listening and they heard what you just said, and they've heard mindset, they understand how important it is. What are some things to be aware of when examining yourself and becoming self-aware from a mindset perspective? Like, what should I be paying attention to?
First and foremost, what's true, what's fact versus feelings.
I like that.
It's easy to get wrapped up in our feelings.
Yes, it is.
Feelings will weigh you down.
Man, you out here looking bad. You hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Outside at 3:00 in the morning, singing in her window.
See, you done took it to a whole nother level. Yeah, those feelings though, those same feelings.
Yeah, yeah. So number one, feelings, right? So, stay
Yeah.
away from the feelings, go with fact and what's true. What's next? What else?
Poor mindset. Definitely facts and feelings. And losing touch on how important mindset is, right? It's so easy to get lost in business and
Yeah.
service and social media and marketing and all of the things and maintaining your life, right? It's easy to forget the smallest things
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
can affect your mind, right?
Yeah.
And so I know for me, um, whenever I pick up a new read or I revisit something that was impactful to me in the past, it's like, you know what? How did I forget this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So staying consistent with it, but just sometimes forgetting how important it is to stay aware
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
what's happening in and around you
Yeah.
can lead to a poor mindset as well.
So I'm glad you said that. So what are some of the things that you have done? Give us one or two things that you've done to keep you, I guess, in check.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. One is community,
Mm.
and it's staying connected with other like-minded and like-spirited individuals who are
Mm-hmm.
on a like journey
Mm-hmm.
that understand what it's like as a full-time entrepreneur. They
Mm-hmm.
understand what it's like to be a coach,
Mm-hmm.
what it's to be a service provider, and some of the things that we might think and or feel, and to know that one, well, I'm not alone.
Mm-hmm.
And two, like some of this stuff is like feelings, like some of
Right.
this stuff is not facts. Um, and that I'm human
Mm-hmm.
and that this too will pass. So community is big for um, staying, being not only a coach, but also a coaching client.
Mm.
So I keep a coach so they can see what I can't see when I'm too close to it.
Yes. Yes.
I take my own medicine. That's
Yes.
important. Um, what else do I do?
I mean, because you do a lot and
Reading.
you work with a lot of people.
I do. Reading is another big one though.
Okay.
So my reading game has been taken to a whole nother level over these last like 2 years, just shifting into the type of stuff that I pick up now. I keep a good book and I will reread a book that was powerful for me because there's so much that you read but you don't catch it all the first go around.
Exactly. Exactly.
Keeping my head in a good book around like mindset is also has been a game changer for me as well.
So, what books? I'm curious now. Like, what are some of your favorite books?
No, sure. So, Psycho-Cybernetics is
Mm.
one that I am reading presently. Another one that I love is A Happy Pocket Full of Money.
Yeah.
Um, I love The War of Art.
Yep. Stephen Pressfield.
Those got to be like my top three, I think, right now. And like I said, I'll go pick it back up again and be like, I need some more of that, and then have
Sure.
new revelations
Sure.
on top
Sure.
of that.
Sure. I will recommend one I just listened to on because I like Audible as much as I possibly can. It's The
Yeah.
Genius Zone by Gay
Mhm.
Hendricks. It's like the follow up to The Big Leap. It's the follow up to The Big Leap. So it just came out this summer. Super dope at the time of this recording, 2021,
Yeah.
and it's super dope. It gives you a little bit more practical application
Yeah.
from The Big Leap. So I definitely recommend that. Now, so Coach D, here's the thing.
Yeah.
All right, so we know how to be aware of and keeping us healthy. How can one know that they're like in a good space mindset? So the positive side. Let's say I've been doing the mindset work. What should I see happen in my life, in my business, in my relationships?
For sure. One, you don't take things as right. A lot of things that we experience are par for the course.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of experienced this recently myself personally. Like I hit this patch where some things didn't go over as well as what I anticipated or what I have wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of like allowing myself to be like down in the dumps or like man, like I still haven't figured this one thing out yet. It's just like, you know what? Okay, let me assess what happened, what went well, right?
Right.
What are my opportunities? And you know what? I'm a little bit further ahead than I was before I tried it in the first place. Back on to the next thing. It's like, is that kind of like take a look and keep on ticking type of mentality,
Mm.
personally and professionally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it didn't kill me. It's going to make me stronger.
Yes.
Period.
Y'all got to know Coach D, for her to say exactly that. That is her life's that's her life from what I've known and seen. I'm like, she is intense, but she's so soft spoken, guys. But she is intense, right? So I love it. So you said to really just assess, right, and then look for opportunity. You said watch what happened, and then assess. I like that. I think you should. That's some social media posts for you, right there.
Noted.
You know what I mean? I'm just gonna throw that out there. That was a mic drop. What else?
Oh, how will you know you've made it?
Yeah, like because when we do the work, are we going to expect to see more money? Are we going to expect to see more happiness, more peace? I mean, obviously, life's challenges, right? This is a life journey that we're going to continue to see. So, what type of breakthroughs? Or, okay, a better question: what type of breakthroughs have you seen in your clients after applying the work necessary?
Like so many like aha moments and light bulbs happening. I remember one of my client, one of my first clients when I was full time.
Sure.
She battled with like she was the straddler, has a 9 to 5, serial entrepreneur, dabbled in a couple of things, and she was so fed up. Now, mind you, this is like in the middle of the pandemic, so all of the things possible that could be coming at you were happening to her. And so she decided to, make the investment and enlist the help and support she needed.
Yeah.
And so we get to peeling back some layers. And this was like the first session. And I just give it all to me. Like, what is going on? What about this? What about that? What have you done here? And so I forget exactly what I said to her, but some of it was like giving her permission to like not do all the things. And also acknowledging her purpose.
Yes.
And so when we broke down, we're like, okay, why'd you start this one? Why'd you start that one? Why'd you start this one? All of them are still kind of like in formation, right? Not really taken off yet. And so when we kind of did some work behind that to get clear on who she was in this season and where she wanted to go next, right? And kind of chip away at some of that like corporate garbage that she had kind of been taking in and assuming unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Like there were tears. But when we left that session, like her back was a little bit straighter. It was kind of like, listen, this is what I say about my clients. When they're done working with me, people have 3 options. You can get out the way, you can get on board, you can get ran over. Because my clients are going places. Period.
I told y'all she not listen, Coach D ain't for play. The intensity, see how soft she just gave that to y'all? But did you feel the force behind it? It was like Star Wars. The force is with her. Did y'all not hear that? Either you get out the way, or you going to get ran over, or you can get with the program. Like, there's no soft gray area for you with working with Coach D, but that's what you need when dealing with the mindset. One more breakthrough that your biggest breakthrough moment, either for yourself or for your clients.
Another big one is like it has to do with like belief and like what's possible. So I had a client, we worked together. So I tell people I'm a life coach and a corporate exit strategist for millennial entrepreneurs, right?
Right.
Because a lot of people that come to me that I work with, they are that straddler that wants to, quit. They don't have the confidence to quit, and they don't have the confidence for a couple of different reasons. And so what we do is work on their exit strategy to get them information so they can do what they want to do when they need to do it, whatever that time horizon looks like. That's up to them. So this one particular client, she saw me doing my thing and was just like, hey, like we used to work together. I need some of what you got, right? So we ended up working together and we talked through one day her 5-year plan, and she legit had one of her goals, like on the 5-year end of the spectrum. We did our thing, and in less than 90 days, that 5-year goal, like that box was checked. And so imagine what that, you see your face, you imagine what that does when you think about what's possible.
Yeah.
And all the decisions he made up until that point, right? For us to have this breakthrough moment. The game is forever changed.
Yeah. Wow. So her 5-year plan got done how fast?
It was a 5-year goal, a goal that she had said, I see me doing that in 5 years in less than 90 days. Yeah.
Man, y'all better listen to some Coach D, Danielle the Coach on Instagram. So I'm not going to keep you too much longer. Let's do some rapid fire. So I'm going to throw something at you. First thing that comes to your mind. Don't filter. We don't worry about being on brand. I just want you to give us the real, all right? So a couple questions real quick. Mac or Windows?
Windows.
Please tell me you have an iPhone.
I do.
Why you don't have a Mac?
You asked me not to filter. This
all right,
is my life.
all right. Okay. Chilling at the beach or doing an activity, whether that's hiking, whether that's rollerblading. What would you prefer?
Beach me out all day, any day, every day.
Beach me out.
Sign me up, send me there, whatever, send me. I'm there. I'm your girl.
Good. Speak in front of a large audience or speak more so one-on-one?
One-on-one.
One-on-one? Okay. What is your biggest fear? No filter.
Say one more time.
What's your biggest fear?
Oh, snakes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say nothing at all. I was like, Terminator, Coach D to the building. Snakes.
There's this judgment thing that happens when people know me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good one. Girls' night out or the perfect date?
The perfect date.
Okay. Wine or Henny?
Wine.
Last question. Spend time with family in your hometown. Like, y'all go back to where y'all were, or they're still there. You go back and hang out with them, or travel the world.
Oh, travel the world.
She said, beach me, travel the world.
Listen,
and I ain't speaking to all y'all. Y'all ain't that sweet. I'm out. I holla.
We can FaceTime.
Let me show y'all where I'm at. I'm out here. On a beach in Greece or something. I don't know. I don't even know if Greece got a beach. I'm just throwing it out there. But Coach D, I want to thank you so much for coming on the LVTV podcast and really just showing us that mindset is important and what it can actually do for you and some of the things to pay attention to and some things that you can actually implement. So I appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
So I know it's not your first podcast that you've been on, but has this been the best interview you've ever had?
To date.
Part 2 coming in January. So we'll make sure we outdo anything that comes next. So again, Coach D, thank you so much. Danielle the Coach on Instagram, I believe. What's your website?
DanielleTheCoach.com.
DanielleTheCoach.com. Anything else? Anywhere else they can reach you?
Yeah, on Twitter, I'm DG the Coach. And on Facebook, my fan page is Danielle the Coach as well.
Yeah, so make sure y'all hit her up if you found anything that she said interesting. Fellas, don't be stalking her because I promise you, jujitsu is all in there somewhere. Don't be the guy outside her door singing "Boys and Men" or anything like that. But no, shoot your shot, player. Do what you do best. But she's gonna be on the beach regardless. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning into the LVTV podcast. Until our next episode, you guys continue to be social on social media.